Hi guys. Today's post it applies to your relationship, your business, your art, your expression, anything you're creating. It's about your relationship to yourself. And it's so interesting the things you learn over time. The one I want to talk about today, it's about how you talk to yourself. One thing I never, ever, ever liked was when people, when I was younger, you would hear people say something about like developing a thick skin. Oh, you need to have a thick skin. You need to be, you know, do you know what I mean? To me, that's calloused. I never wanted to be calloused because I already knew that I had already been raised in an environment where I was always pretending to be tougher than I was, that I needed to be strong and bold and brave and courageous and cover up my feelings, my real feelings, kind of like to survive. This is the underlying message there. Well, thing is, it's the opposite of that. Getting your thick skin isn't a callus. What it really is, when you draw, let's say when you draw enough to know that the drawings that don't come out great are just drawings that didn't come out great. They don't define you. You know you do great drawings too. You know you have something to say. You know why you draw. You know what it feels like when it all lines up and it all flows, and you know that it will again, and it's not the end of the world if you do a drawing that you don't like. You sing a song and you all mess up the form, and you're like, it's okay. It's okay. It's just a blip and no one even noticed. But this gets deeper and deeper. It could be in your relationship. Oh, I'm going to say something. Feels awkward. Feels like I shouldn't say it. But I'm called to say it. I'm going to try something new. I'm going to say it. I'm going to try something different in my relationship. I'm going to express something I never expressed before. I'm going to be a way that I've never been before because I thought I shouldn't. But it feels I'm called to do it. And it might have a result or it might flop, and it's all okay. This isn't having a thick skin. This is knowing that when you fall, you catch yourself. That whatever happens doesn't define your worth. And I know that might sound so silly to many of you because you may not have this question, but I realized after a long time that I thought I loved myself and I thought I had self-worth and skills and all these things that not that skills equal self-worth, but just that I thought I had all this confidence, and I realized that it was so conditional. And it was maybe 10 years ago that I started to finally realize, oh, no. My worth, my worthiness, my myself, my essence is non-negotiable. It doesn't depend what result I get. So, the other way I wanted to mention it was in business. I used to get like horribly worked up about, selling one of my programs or creating a course, and is anyone going to buy it, or selling a product. Is anyone going to buy it? Is anyone going to sign up? Are they, and if nobody did, I would be like so ashamed, and I'd be afraid to sell something else and fail again. None of that is true for me anymore. It's not because I have a thick skin. That's not the point. The point is not to have a callus. The point is just to have the clarity of knowing that you're good. You're good. You can try new things. You can evolve. You can read books. You can, ask yourself deeper questions, pray more, whatever. But you're good. You're good right now. No one signs up for your course. You're good. If And this is so important, like for the drawing classes. Can you? Thanks for piping in. Yeah. And maybe that comes with age, but I sure wish I knew much longer ago. I get to try new things all the time. But they say you won't get a different result from the same old behaviors. Well, you could. You actually could. But it's great to try, to notice what you're afraid to try. Like right now, when I'm in my drawing my sketch group that I lead, we all come with our own intentions. Sometimes we state them to each other just to set the tone. And I noticed that lately when I go in there, my goal is always to do the thing that I think I shouldn't. So when I'm drawing, there's a whole different vibe of like, oh, I want to make something really pretty and really perfect. And then there's a part that says, if it was pretty and perfect, I'd do this, but I want to try something. I'm called to do something else that might not work. There's that thing that I'm sure will work, but I'm like, no, I want to try the thing that might not work over and over and over again. I feel like that's how I'm living life now too. Try that thing that I don't think is going to work and find out what happens. And I get that freedom from, I don't know, I think a lot of this, it was A Course of Miracles that helped me really finally decide for myself over 10 years ago when I had 3 kids, one who was like a newborn, the other were 8 and 9, and I got a new boss and he made me write a resignation letter and like doubled my schedule. My whole world was like tumbling down. I really got onto my knees, like I couldn't control anything anymore. I had to surrender to life, and I had to surrender, bit of process though, to my non-negotiable. And believe me, I started that surrendering process, but it's still always evolving. That I am. I'm covered. I'm good. I don't need a specific result right now to prove to me that I am anything. The drawing doesn't go great. The conversation doesn't go great. The relationship doesn't go great. It looks like everything's crumbling down, let's say. It isn't. It never is. Things always work out somehow. So the invitation today is to look at maybe the part of your life where you're really pinning your self-worth, or pinning your self-worth, your self-love on something external. I know we hear these things over and over again, but you can't hear them enough. You're pinning yourself, trying to hang yourself on something external when you decide that it's okay, that you're not doing it perfect, you're not totally in control. This is the new paradigm. This is your vulnerability being okay, your softness being okay. And why is it okay? Because you forgive yourself. You don't abandon yourself. And that's probably, when I talk about self-worth or self-love, I think that's the best words I can come up with for right now, is that you don't abandon yourself on account of a botched interview, on account of a breakup, on account of a drawing that went bad, a client who wasn't pleased, or someone didn't sign up for. So you don't abandon yourself on account of those things. And probably early on, we learn to, right? I mean, are we not in school for like 16 years trying to get given a list of things to do and then getting graded on them? I'm so glad to have taken my teaching practice outside of the university. I don't want to grade anybody. None of my business to be grading people. I'll give you feedback. I'll encourage your growth and development. I'll tell you what I think. I'll share. I'll answer your questions. I'm not going to evaluate you. The evaluation of what you're doing depends on what the purpose of that thing is. Hola. And so, I think I wanted to keep this short, and I don't know how long it is, because Instagram doesn't tell you while you're filming. But the final thing, oh, where'd it go? Yeah. Well, I just, one of my friends from the Samba community just came on, and Samba always makes me think of alchemy, processing energy into pure positive energy, whether it's pain, whether it's sorrow, it's the life we live and all we go through. Where is that place where it's expressed into pure gold? And that pain that we feel when the relationship doesn't go right, when no one buys our thing, when we don't even like our own creation, there's a pain there, but the pain, it's just energy. Feel it, harness it, and we can alchemize it, not to turn against ourselves and say you did it wrong. You take that energy and you realize this is not what I want, and you get clear on what you want. You get so clear on what you know is yours, what you know is for you, what you know you are for. And the alchemy is redirecting that energy towards your love, towards yourself, nourishing yourself. Just as an arts teacher and as an artist, I work with so many people, and I could see them, like, I don't know what to call it, whipping themselves, thinking that if they're hard enough on themselves, they'll get better or something. But the alchemy is, that can go two ways. That can be really, really negative, can really be harmful. Not to say negative, harmful. So just notice if you're abandoning yourself, rejecting yourself, and just become aware of that. Soften that enough that you can try to find that part of yourself that you're really rejecting, that you think is so unacceptable, and warm up to it and embrace it and welcome it back in. Because the only fear you could really have is that the worst thing that has ever happened to me, and I've been through a lot of shit. The worst thing that has ever happened to me again and again is me abandoning myself. And that's what I want to share with you today, because I'm sure we're all doing it somewhere, maybe, or maybe you just needed a reminder. Emotionally, where you just leaving yourself hanging there and say, you're no good. Because it's not true. We are human. We're learning, we're evolving. Every time you fall on your face, there's a gold gem there because you learn something. You might not learn it right away. You may fall on the same thing 10 times before you learn the lesson. But notice, thank you, notice, why are you falling on your face? Because you are lovingly guided by life. Are you willing to believe that? You are lovingly guided by life to become all of yourself, more of yourself, to heal and all the parts of you that you broke off into little pieces, bring them all back together. And I got goosebumps when I said that, so maybe that's how I know the talk is over. I hope that served. If you have any questions or experiences you want to share in the comments, I'd love to hear from you. And if you are someone who always wants to express themselves through art or through fashion, I do have my 5-week 8-session container starting July 14th. Early bird ends July 7th. It's $9.99 early bird, $12.22 for the, what do you call it, full price. And we are doing an hour and a half, 2.5 hours every week of like hot seat coaching, music, drawing instruction. Hi, Anita. All kinds of resource videos, etc., art supplies, and that's coming up soon. So also I have some one-to-one slots for coaching that could be in any of these areas of your life: business, art, self-expression, relationships. So DM me if you want links or information about any of that stuff. And I hope this message served you. Love you guys. Thanks for being here with me. Bye. Where's my, how does this work?